Good morning. Good morning. I never know when I'm actually live. Hi, I'm Casey Durango of Go Keto with Casey, where I like to talk about how I've lost 97.4 pounds since starting the ketogenic protocol, how you may be able to lose weight, improve your health, regain control of your life like I did. So, grandmother clock is chiming, cuckoo will go off any moment. It must be time to talk about keto. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your Saturday. If someone can let me know that you can see and hear me, that would be super awesome. I'd appreciate it because I never know. There goes cuckoo. Okay, so today's topic. See, no one's saying anything, so I don't know whether you can see and hear me. Yay! Good morning. Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you. Thank you. So today's topic is this is a little stretch, okay? The 5 stages of keto. First of all, let me, spoiler alert, there aren't 5 stages of keto, but I was reading there was we've all probably heard of it. The Elizabeth Kubler-Ross 50 years ago defined roughly based on interviews with people the 5 stages of death when people know that they're terminal. And it's also been known as the 5 stages of grief and can be plugged into lots of things. It is denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Now, I am not trying to trivialize grief or certainly not death, but it occurred to me that some of us, because I do hear from a lot of people, and I've had more than a few people write that they feel like they are in mourning for their relationship with food, that the protocol is working, their appetite is reduced, they're eating less, and they're kind of feeling at a loss. So, first of all, for those of you who do not know, the ketogenic protocol, as I learned it and as I have practiced it for now well over 8 years, keep your carbohydrate intake to 20 grams a day or fewer. That's total grams, not net carbs. Total carbs, not net carbs. If it's not on page 4, link below, don't eat it, but you don't even need a food list. Fatty sources of protein, a few non-starchy vegetables if you want them, a few leafy greens if you want them, a bit of full fat dairy if you can tolerate it. Don't eat if you're not hungry. Stop when you're satiated. That's it. No counting grams of protein or grams of fat or time of day eating or anything else. Keep your carbs low and don't eat if you're not hungry. And so that don't eat if you're not hungry, this is where I've heard people are like, I used to really enjoy eating. And let's face it, eating food is fun. Eating good food is fun. But it's not, so can be cutting school can be fun. It probably is not going to get you where you want to be. So let's talk about this. Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. And maybe you can jumble these up. Maybe you felt none of these. My go around with low carb this time since January 8th, 2014, I didn't go through any of those stages. I just laid off the carbs because I didn't want to take insulin for type 2 diabetes. I had been morbidly obese from my mid 20s to my, or overweight, obese, morbidly obese from my mid 20s to my mid 50s. I did not go from really cute to morbidly obese overnight. I tried all the stuff. I tried all the stuff. I didn't want to take insulin for type 2 diabetes, and I knew that was the next stop. So anyway, I just didn't play around. I knew low carb worked for me since 1977 when I was a sophomore in college. Wanted to lose about 13 pounds I'd put on over the first couple of years of college. Got the Atkins Diet Revolution book, followed induction, and took off the weight and threw the book away. And then again in the early 2000s, I came back to it because now I was pretty well overweight, pretty bad. And I knew it worked. And then I led the second of several problematic medical diagnoses knocked me off. And I said, oh, life came at me. So I'm mad. So I'm going to eat a bagel, which led to mashed potatoes, which led to tortilla chips, which led to tequila, which led to a lot of weight gain. This time, though, was different. So, but for those of us who may have struggled or may I really can identify some of these things from things I've heard. First state denial. How can we put this in terms of the ketogenic protocol? If we are in denial about it, that can't work. That can't work. It's impossible. I don't believe it. That can't work. I know people around me are doing it and they're losing weight and they're feeling better and they're coming off of medications, but that can't be true. What? Low carb? Not low fat? What? You don't have to eat handfuls of salad? No, by the way, it's maximum 2 cups of leafy greens a day, maximum, and 1 cup of non-starchy vegetables before they're cooked a day. And you don't have to have any vegetables. It's certainly not 7 cups minimum of leafy greens. Wrong. Anyway, what? You don't have to have a bunch of fruit and vegetables, and that can't be right. That's the denial stage. Some people go through the anger stage. Can take a couple of paths. Wait a minute. Are you telling me that this is all I needed to do all these years and no one told me it was even an option? Are you telling me that all I had to do was eat the food I like anyway and lay off the carbs? You mean that I went through going to diet doctors when I was 12 years old, to Weight Watchers, to fat camp, to move more, eat less, to pounding it back at the gym 6 days a week and hurting myself and being hungry? Are you telling me that all I had to do was lay off the carbs? Urgh. Some people, the anger takes another manifestation. It really ticks me off that so-and-so can eat the carbs and be thin and be healthy. And why do I have to give up carbs? I like carbs. Well, carbs are delicious. There is no doubt. Now, actually, not all of them. Some are pretty bland. Then there's no nutrition and they're pretty flavorless, but some. But they don't serve me well, so I don't eat them anymore. And some people are frustrated that other people can. Well, 'twas ever thus. There are people that never had to crack a book in school and they, score 1450 on their SATs. Some people have naturally long legs with no cellulite. Some people can do this. See, I'm doing one forwards and one backwards, and I can do them at the same time. Not everyone can do that, but I can. Big whoop. So anger. Bargaining. This is a big one. I promise I will stick to this Monday through Friday. Just let me have the weekends. I'll do it 100% Monday through Friday. Then I'll just eat the way I like to eat on the weekends. Or I will do this, but I will start after the wedding. And I promise I'll do that. Just let me get through the wedding. Or let me get through the wedding having lost some weight and then I'll stop. That's a bad bargain. We kind of tell ourselves, I'll do it. I'll do it. I will do it. I am doing it. Just, every now and again, let me have just a little bit. Just one Snickers bar a week. Well, that, I hate to tell anyone. One Snickers bar, it's like Sisyphus pushing the rock, the boulder up the hill. You push. You're doing well. You're almost to the top. And then you eat a Snickers bar. Boulder rolls all the way back down. So bargaining is probably not a helpful stage. Depression. Now, hopefully nobody gets depressed. On literal terms, I was chronically depressed for years. Not every day, but it doesn't take more than, a few episodes a year to really make you doubt yourself. And I had that. It was terrible. It was debilitating. I was a high functioning depressive. But let's not talk about depression. Let's talk about phases of keto as this kind of irreverent way that I'm doing it. I miss my food I used to eat, and I'm so bummed that this is what I have to do to be healthy. because I really don't want to. Maybe depression with a little whining thrown in. Yeah, it's understandable. This whole 5 stages thing, it's all about life changes. It's changing. If we go through grief, and we've all been through actual grief, we've all buried people we love. I don't almost no matter what age you are, we've had loss, and we have grieved. But change is scary and can be challenging. But say we've gotten through the denial, anger, bargaining, bad stage, depression, and we finally come to acceptance. You know what? I've done it off and on. I had success 3 years ago, and then I started bargaining with myself, or I started, getting irritated, or I made excuses, and now I'm back. And then I tried again, and then that bag of pretzels, and we finally get to the point where it's, you know what? I have to lay off the carbs. For me, I'm talking as the general me. I am everybody. Okay, I am not a special person. I am like most people. Most people are like me as far as metabolic health goes. Some people are the outliers, sure. I both of my daughters-in-law happen to be. Love them anyway. So we come to accept that I have accepted this is the way, and now I don't even mind it. I mean, it's like actual acceptance. It is a part of me. I don't think about food. I think about food when I'm hungry. Then I get some food and I eat some food. I eat slowly so that the satiety signal from leptin can reach my brain before I've inhaled the food off the plate. And then I go about my day. My life does not revolve around images, videos of lectures about food. It's like I've got 26 hours in every day now. Oh, hashtag Casey's pink drink. Glass, full of ice, diet tonic water, splash of diet cranberry, and you can't see it, squeeze of lime. I'm asked almost every time. Hashtag Casey's pink drink. So listen, ask yourself maybe can you identify, maybe not all the stages, but maybe some. Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. I don't know. I thought it was an elegant way to frame the situation for some of us. Because we do kind of, these all involve conversations in our brains. Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. Not clinical depression. I'm talking about being sad that tortilla chips are not part of the menu anymore. Sadness. Not regret. Sadness. So, I don't know. Maybe that will help. Maybe you can identify for if you're struggling. Some people have this nailed down, dialed in. It works. As Dr. Eric Westman is quoted as having said, I can guarantee it'll work. I just can't guarantee you'll do it. And that's where a lot of us are. Even when we know it works, it's the doing of it. Paradoxically, reading about it does not actually equate doing it. Watching videos about it does not equate doing it. Poring over food pornography images does not do it. You just have to lay off the carbs. So, that having been said, I am going to turn my attention to the comments from the lovely people who are here. And I'm sorry, my producer is out of the country right now. So if something really needs to be said, repeat it, because I'm going to go back to it in a second, and the comments go by quite quickly. Shameless Commerce Division with a tip of the hat to the Car Talk guys. You don't have to buy one thing to be 100% successful at this protocol. Not one. There's not a food kit or a supplement or a gel or a shake or a keto cluster, which is it's an oxymoron. that will make you be 100% successful. But I will sell you, if you like, Spiral Journal. You can see that at my blog, along with, get this, Pop Socket. I've got them on my phone. I didn't know that was a thing. And now it's, food is not the boss of me. It helps you hold on to your, thing. Anyway, at my blog. At the Teespring shop, which you can see below here, steel water bottle. Go Keto with Casey with little images on the back. Lay off the carbs, lay off the excuses. My mug on the back. And then, like, this is the racer back. Go Keto with Casey. I bought this. I designed it and I bought it. This is for informational purposes. This is a size small. And is that it? I think that's it. I want to say thank you to patrons. I know some are here. I have a private support group on patreon.com. Depending on your membership level, you get 20 pre-recorded video snippets from me a month. The suggestions are made by the patrons. Going up from there, a handful of patron-only video live streams on Crowdcast. Going up from there, a handful of every month patron-only video group sessions on Zoom. As a matter of fact, I have one at 10 o'clock this morning. And up from there, monthly one-on-ones with me. There. Commercial over. Now, let me look and see what we've got going. And I just jump in where I see. Yeah, Andrea L. says, there's one thing I do have to buy to stay on track, and that is bacon. Michelle Remia, got your journal. Yay, thank you. Fun. Ellistat, I have gained 12 pounds since February, changing nothing. Only thing difference is I had COVID. So frustrating. I'm sorry about that. Now, I'm not saying that this is your situation, L or LA. I do like to pronounce people's names correctly. Remember that we can gain weight being in ketosis. Now, if you were on medications, Ellie, then that can impact. Some medications can impact. But if we overconsume food, even if we're burning fat for fuel, it's just going to be stored. Cat Cookie writes, I had a backslip last week. Just a bite of my sister's grilled cheese sandwich, and it reawakened my cravings. I was able to stop it one day later, but I really felt it in my knees. Can I tell you? Thank you for sharing that, Kat, and good for you for getting back on. There are people from whom I've heard who, within hours of consuming carbs, the joint pain in their hands that had resolved is back. Many people who have not needed an emergency inhaler for their asthma now need the emergency inhaler within hours. Our bodies talk to us. Joint pain, inflammation, rashes, acid reflux, gastrointestinal upset, weight gain, type 2 diabetes. Our bodies are talking to us. Sometimes we're in denial. We refuse to listen until our body shouts at us, which is when you have full-blown type 2 diabetes and you have to go on insulin. And I didn't want that. Judy Tucker writes, I remember years ago, our family doctor would always send home a diet sheet with my mother for Judy to follow. She needs to lose weight. All carbs. Wow. If he only knew, or did he? Good question. And Judy, you want to share your story? It's yours to tell, not mine. And do you want to talk about your current or recently former medical provider? Okay, Michelle Remia, what are the levels? Oh, you're talking about Patreon. Yes, it's $5 is the one you get the 20 videos a month. With me at the kitchen counter, either with no makeup or yesterday's makeup, bed hair, and the topics are suggested by patrons. I do them every weekday. So every weekday of the month. And then it goes up from there. It's 5, 10, 25, and 50. Lisa Lawrence says, I do journal and it helps. 15 pounds in about 8 weeks. Wow, that is wonderful. Okay, so Ellie writes, no medication, same food amount. Well, inflammation, which if your body is fighting off infection, fighting its, infection or the virus, whatever, inflammation can it's doing its job. Let it simmer down a little bit and just make sure that you're not even though it's the same food amount, make sure it's not more food than you require. Patricia Wynn, a friend who is going to start keto as soon as her doctor approves she has type 2 diabetes and drinks about 4, oh, good Lord, full sugar Pepsis a day. Very frustrating. It can be frustrating. For those of us who feel like we've got the golden ticket, you know, the thing from Willy Wonka? We've got the golden ticket. We have it. And we sometimes want to share it. But people have to arrive at this when they're ready to arrive at it. For me, it took many, many, many at-bats. Yeah, I'm going to wait until I have full-blown type 2 diabetes, until I start well, there you go. I'm going to wait until I have emphysema before I give up smoking. Same logic, right? I'm going to wait until my spouse serves me with divorce papers before I get my act together, or, you know, quit being such a jerk or quit screwing around. I mean, why are you going to wait till the bad thing to happen before you start trying to prevent it? Stephanie Lynn, that's why I don't take one bite. Was it a video or a blog post? A long time ago. Just one bite won't hurt. Well, for some of us, it will. It's not that it's going to, if I ate a Chips Ahoy cookie right now, I'm not going to, go up like a puffer fish. And it probably would have impact on my ketone levels. By the way, I've gone into the practice of measuring on Saturday mornings because I have this experiment going on with my workout, my Total Gym. Check it out. Check it out. I have to say, for a woman that would not step out of the house without a 3/4 length sleeve on for 25 years, I'm pretty happy with my arms. Anyway, I've got this experiment going on with the total intense for me, Total Gym workout. And I'm tracking skeletal muscle mass, body fat mass, body percentage, BMI, and I'm curious about my ketone levels. They're 2.5 this morning, 2.5 by blood, by the Keto Mojo. So I may or may not go out of ketosis. I probably would with one cookie because I'm pretty insulin. Well, my insulin resistance is now pretty good as measured by my annual a couple of weeks ago. But here's the thing. Why would I do that? I don't want to have a fight in my head anymore about food. And where am I going to buy one Chips Ahoy cookie? No, you buy a package of Chips Ahoy cookies. And if I eat one Chips Ahoy cookie, I'm going to be fighting with myself until the rest of them are gone. Either because I've eaten them all or I've thrown them down the garbage disposal. All for what purpose? Yes, for me, one bite is just not worth it. Mary Lee Bergeron, this is totally me. I've cycled through loving keto on it, lost 30 pounds. Now I'm off again and gained that 30 pounds back. I'm kind of sick of myself for keeping this going keto, which I know works for me, versus eating carbs. We know what works. We are weird humans. Oh, that worked. Let me stop doing it right now. Andrea L. writes, I have a friend who is in poor health and keeps telling me everything in moderation. I say a 44-ounce Pepsi isn't moderation, though. Right? Most of y'all are too young to remember. Coca-Colas used to come in what were called pony bottles. That was a bottled Coca-Cola. It was this big. Then they got to be this big, then this big, then a liter, then 2 liters, and then liters by the handful. Okay, I'm really distracted. There are a bunch of chipmunks on my patio, and they're really cute. But they've wreaked havoc with burrowing under our foundation. We do everything we can. It's very difficult. Thank you, Sue. Michelle Ramia. LOL, my cookie is Thin Mints. Cat cookie, 100%. Mine are Oreo cookies. Yeah, delish. I grew up. There were always Oreos, Chips Ahoy, Cap'n Crunch cereal. This is when I was a child. Chips Ahoy cereal, Frosted Flakes, and I'm from a large family, and I had 5 older brothers. There would be an entire pantry full. The back wall was full of stacked cartons of full sugar Coca-Cola and white bread, which my mother bought 8 loaves at a time, the big loaves. Frankie A., how did your insulin get measured in your annual? I asked for it. It's called an IR score, insulin resistance score. And it measures how resistant you are to insulin. You don't want to be resistant. You want that to be low, because that's what actually, we talk about the glucose level and what that is. The real trigger is how much insulin you have. And hyperinsulinemia, a bunch of insulin in your system, is very inflammatory. By the way, the commercials that you see from the pharmaceutical companies, I'm a type 2 diabetic, but I'm lucky. My body can still make insulin. Well, making insulin is not the problem with type 2 diabetes. That's the issue with type 1 diabetes. Type 2 diabetics are swimming in insulin. We've just become resistant to it because it's like the kid that cried wolf. You eat carbs for 30 years and your liver's pushing out glucose, and the insulin has to come and try to drive it out of the blood and into the cells to save for later, because too much glucose in your blood is bad. And finally, this is simplistic. Your pancreas says, screw it, I'm done. You're on your own. Swim around in insulin. It's not going to work anymore. So it's not that you don't have insulin when you're type 2 diabetic. It's that you're resistant to it. Stephanie Lynn writes, we don't expect an alcoholic to just have one sip. Why do we expect us to eat just one bite of sugar, right? Diane Jedrick, I have food fights all the time when I have given into just a bite. Had to throw leftover chocolate into the trash yesterday. Well, good for you for doing it. Vicky, okay, you make sense. Why wait? I'm 69, fat, and miserable. Why wait? And don't believe the message that if you haven't lost weight by age 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 69, 72, 83, it's too late. Screw that. Sue W., the other day, a coworker said, let's ask Sue. She's the healthiest. Yay, Sue. What a compliment. Michelle Ramia, oh my God, 8 loaves of bread? Yeah. This was in the 60s, okay? Low fat was the thing. Nobody, when no one was, it was all about low fat. Love how your eggs are lined up. Thank you. Jack and I have had our first plate of fuel for the day. I scrambled him up 3 eggs with some queso fresco. And I had my 2 fried eggs and 2 slices of bacon. Sue W., the question was, how many carbs should we have? I told them 0. Well, that's a good answer. Carbohydrate is not an essential macronutrient. So we don't need any, but all foods that humans consume have all 3 macronutrients: fat, protein, and carbohydrate. Even eggs have like 0.6 grams of carb. But you're right. I mean, overall, just lay off the carbs. 0, 0, 0. Yeah, nothing wrong with it. So my husband's out of the country. He is more of the vegetable eater than I. We don't eat many vegetables. We have a very short rotation. But I haven't had any since he left. And I doubt they'll have any. Other than, I take it back, other than some jarred sliced jalapeno that I put on my micro mini pizza that I had last night. And why I say pizza, it was an ounce of shredded mozzarella, about a tablespoon of Rayo's marinara sauce. This is put on a plate, smeared on it, like 5 or 6 or 7 pepperonis, some random jalapenos, and then a slice of Havarti cheese on top, which I put under the broiler. I won't do that again because we're out of Havarti, and I'm not going to go to the store to get it. I'm not only a lazy cook, I'm a lazy shopper. Diane from Australia. Vicky, I started at 68, now 69. I lost 32 kilos in a year. It's the easiest eating plan I've ever followed, and it is easy. Leslie writes, does it matter if you eat 20 carbs at once or if they're spread out throughout the day? Doesn't matter. Age is not a barrier. I'm 83 and doing great on keto, writes Chloe Meager. Good morning, Sonia from Texas. That is great. Now, there are some upcoming in-person events that I will be at. The Durham Support Group meeting in Durham, North Carolina with Dr. Eric Westman. I will be there. I moderate with him. Go to my blog, look under my schedule. You can see it and you can register for it there. June, the first Tuesday of every month. The second Monday of every month, I have an in-person Go Keto with Casey meetup in Greensboro at Wine Styles, which is fun. And it's half price wine by the glass. So go to my blog and see that. And if you don't believe me about, if I can do this, you can do this, look at some photographs that I posted myself from the Move More, Eat Less days. I was a big girl and I'm only 5'1". So that was a lot of, weight to carry around. So Fanny Hendricks writes, hi, all greetings from Belgium. You're recording the Dr. Westman session. It will be live streamed. And then I like last month, or this month, May's is on one of my live streams. You can look through my videos and it's there. It's, it's pretty low tech. It's a camera stuck somewhere and the sound system kind of went in and out, but we're all volunteers. So, and the equipment is volunteer. So we do our best. All righty. Thank you very much for allowing me to be part of your Saturday. I really appreciate it. Just remember, denial, anger, bargaining, bad one, depression, acceptance. You don't need to go through any of those. You can just lay off the carbs and feel better almost immediately. But it's understandable. Change can be challenging. So thank you very much. Keep your carbs 20 grams or fewer a day, total, not net. If it's not on page 4, link below, don't eat it. Don't eat if you're not hungry, no matter what time of day it is. Stop when you're satiated, no matter what time of day it is. And God willing and the creek don't rise, I will see you next time.